Good morning, Speed Gaming. So we have quite a busy day. Isn't that right, Rossi?
Oh yeah. What are there, like 10 matches today? 12?
So we've got 3 doubleheaders: Destructor versus Solski back to back, Ivan versus Flipside back to back, and then on Speed Gaming 5 we have Rossum versus Rezarin back to back. Oh, and just as a note, I will be commentating all 6 of those matches that I just mentioned. So you can watch and listen in real time as I become just a dried pile of vocal cords with a slight caffeine addiction. But also we've got the tiebreaker between Friday and Kaede. We have match 2 between Pikmin and Jagger, and we've got one more. We've got Logan versus Lennox. That will be either match 2 or the tiebreaker, one of the two. I know that they've already played a little bit, but I'm not exactly sure where they are on their best of 3. Anyway, so right now, first matchup today, Destructor versus Solski. And we're just sort of waiting on them.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be a really good match between the two. Destructor has really good movement, and Solski has a very he has a wide knowledge of just randomizers in general. So I feel like the gears are going to be turning for Solski. And Destructor being one of the top vanilla runners will use that movement advantage and hope to get the lead here or just get the win. But we'll see.
Speaking of movement advantage, you can see that Destructor's just a little bit. Oh, he dropped it just a little bit. But he is taking a bit of a more technical path through this initial climb than Solski is. But yeah, so as far as, randomizer and speedrun community, I'm sort of new to the speedrun community in general. I don't really have much background knowledge on the runners themselves. You probably have that in spades, though.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them both play before, Solski in other games, Destructor in the GBA Metroid games. So I do have some knowledge of how to play. Specifically for this game, I don't really know much of what Solski has, but I have seen him practice a few times, and it seems like he, in terms of just route making and decision making, Solski has got it down. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're starting out a bit spicy this morning. Starting with a morph ball start, we don't see many of these. It seems to be harder for the randomizer to validate a seed, or validate a route at the very least. Starting with morph ball. So this should be interesting as a little bit of a wake up call for everyone. Since this is match 1, I don't assume anything that people on the archive. So you might not have seen anything. Ooh, Power Bomb expansion. We'll get to those. So you might not have seen this randomizer yet because it is really new. So there are a couple of items that you need to find that are explicitly needed to trigger the final bosses, and one objective that you need to complete. The items that you need to find are Charge Beam, Plasma Beam, and Missiles, none of which we have right now. But we also need to unlock our level 4 doors. And in order to do that, we need to go down into the lower sector 4 with Gravity Suit, the Speed Booster. We also need Morph Ball, which we actually started with this time. We need either Morph Ball Bombs or Screw Attack. We need a jump upgrade, either High Jump or Space Jump. And then we need... Ooh! Got the Destructor! Destructor, you didn't do the cargo jump! I've wanted someone to do cargo jump so badly, and it's just like, it never pans out, or they never go for it. Anyway, You need some way out of lower sector 4, and that is some sort of ice, either ice missiles or diffusion missiles, or ice and wave beam, or ice beam, or screw attack. There's also a few screw attack exits. So we have Destructor and Solski reaching their level 1 locks just about at the same time. Destructor taking a bit of a detour to check on that item behind the cargo. That was a lot of words that I just said. Oh, you know what? Pikmin is not here. Not that I see. So I guess we'll have to pay a little bit of attention to the tracker. Pikmin was signed up to be the tracker. Ooh, high jump. This is one of the Go mode items that is needed. And oh, excellent. So shout outs to Summer for taking over for Pikmin. I really do appreciate it. It having a dedicated tracker really makes commentating much better. Yeah, so right now...
Ooh. Destructor is in the danger zone here. Yeah, these enemies hit really hard.
Yeah, Sector 2 is always really scary in the very beginning. And we could see, you know, I was talking about cargo jump earlier, which is a very precise wall jump off that little middle wall section into a damaged... Ooh, Solski! And missiles behind the cargo, so very important progression item, as well as combat, you know, access to all the bosses, everything that you need. Yep. But the reason why cargo jump isn't necessarily profitable in this version or this iteration of the randomizer is because cargo jump isn't in the logic for item placement.
Oh, and Solski gets it.
Right,
almost getting hit again, but he managed to get it.
So usually, if you see an item behind cargo that you really need, high jump or ice or space jump or something needed to get through that cargo is really close by. So it might not be worth the risk or time investment to do a fancy little trick. You just go to the data room and you grab high jump and then you go get it. Which is, it's like, it's unfortunate. I think it's a really cool trick. I may or may not be biased because that's one of the tricks that I know.
So we have both of the runners are going back to the main deck. Is that, do you think that's a great play? Because I know that Sector 1 may have a few checks for you since you have more fan missiles.
Right, you got more fan missiles. And that will get the vast majority of checks through the Sector 1 loop. But because we've got more fan missiles, this also lets you get out of the Arachnus area. Without missiles you can't get in, without morph you can't get out. And it's 5 very close checks together. Unfortunately, they're all just really far away. So this is one way to get a lot of items really quickly. And here we have wide beam. Great to have, very high quality of life item. And it's sort of a sign, okay, maybe the randomizer routed this in, so we could probably see some roly boys in here.
Destructor getting a 0 beam with very nice doubles there. 2 majors in this area.
Yeah, I think the randomizer wants us to go this way. Ice missiles being one of the items needed to get out of lower sector 4. Picking up a missile expansion for that extra ammo. Now, you can get out of lower sector 4 with just ice beam. ice beam or just ice missiles. But it's a little bit of a developer oversight that was fixed in other releases, so it's only in the North American and Australian versions of the game. It's just the Arachnus special, as Herc puts it, just an energy tank. But with two majors sitting right there with upgraded missiles and upgraded beam, there's no reason to not fight Arachnus, really. But you can get out of lower Sector 4 with a very, very precisely placed ice missile or ice beam without having to need diffusion or some sort of ice wave combo. Destructor heading back to Sector 1 with a little bit of like, these are nice to have. Ice missiles I don't think are in logic to get out of Sector 4. I would have to check with Kaz on that. But Destructor is quite a bit ahead at this point, just in terms of it's the same route that they're taking.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any divergences yet.
So I wonder if it's beneficial right now for Solski to check the animals item.
Well, so
that he
animals
doesn't have to
aren't
go back.
Animals aren't open right now. You need green locks for that in Sector 3.
Well,
And
at
for
least
that,
they just okay, the doors are still closed.
the doors are still closed, yeah. So unfortunately, and that's one of the reasons why the Arachnus check is so far out of the way, because it's open early, but you also don't get the benefit of the other main deck checks, and you never really want to go back to main deck for. Yeah, the checks are so far apart. Speed booster found by Destructor in upper Sector 1. So now Sector 1 is wide open to him. It's only a single gravity check that almost never has anything. That is still locked. So this is, yeah, the play was probably, or at least the critical path for go mode items was probably just do the Sector 1 loop. But neither player trusted Sector 1 as much as, you know, maybe Sector 1 needed to be trusted this time.
I trust Sector 1. It's nice. I mean, you know, like these checks are fairly simple.
Yeah, especially with this nice little shine spark across the lava moat. Grabbing an E-tank and then grabbing another E-tank. Very, very healthy. Then we can just sort of take a nice, you know, dip in the hot tub. Just, ooh.
Wow.
That's
this
plasma
is
beam.
Really fast seed. One can only hope that after getting all these needed items, that the last needed item is going to be, you know, behind Ridley or something.
Right. So we're still looking for gravity, we're still looking for charge, and we're still technically looking for a logical way out of Sector 4, I think.
Solski's taking a safety save here.
So I like that save point if you backdoor into charge core area, if you have the wave beam and you open up the shutter from the other side. But otherwise, you're going to be going through this loop anyway. That was a little bit of a time loss, I think.
I feel like, personally, I think any save is not a time loss in Randomizer, because you'll never know what could happen. Right, and if you die somehow, then you always have at least some kind of save to help you. With that being said, I don't think it's a good idea to save everywhere. You know, occasional saves are really good.
Every save is a great idea, unless you're doing it too much, and then it's a bad idea. Solski just tanking the damage from those pirates on the way down. And Destructor is building up a Shine Spark for the speed check right above Charge Core.
Oh,
and he did not get it. I know how that feels. It does not feel good.
So he'll have to redo it.
Hard boss.
I'm somewhat curious as to why Destructor would not check the other item to the right.
Right now he can't. He doesn't have any sort of piercing ability to see the item. You have to destroy the block that it's in order to see it.
Can't you just Shine Spark like normal?
Well, actually he can now that he has Gravity Suit. So it is a very, very tight window. It's like a frame perfect window in order to actually get to the item without Gravity Suit. And Destructor not going for the Gravity Suit check that is just unlocked. Might not have it in mind.
Who knows? It could be bombs or Solski's making so he can't reveal it.
Exactly. But so far, this seed's been a jet. We're missing bombs to unlock our green doors and get into Sector 5. So it could be bombs. Like, it could be something super important.
It could be charge. They still don't have charge.
Yep.
So Solski's coming up on his Gravity Suit here.
And we know that Solski does know about the check. So
yeah, it's
we'll see.
Fortunately, he knows that there's an item here. Otherwise, it'd be very rough for him. Let's see if he goes back for that item.
He's going back. He's absolutely going back. Destructor not finding bombs in Sector 3. So bombs open up lower Sector 2. They'll open up green doors in Sector 3. Oh, he's not far enough to the right. Unfortunate. Solski has to... there's super missile data. Well, those still aren't bombs. It's actually looking pretty likely that this gravity speed check is going to be something really important in Sector 1.
We'll see. Oh, it's diffusion. Okay, well, diffusion's helpful.
So, right, so that's the logical way out of Sector 4 obtained. And you know what? Bombs are going to be in lower Sector 4. You're going to freeze the power amp at the very beginning of the sector. And yeah, that's where bombs are. 100% calling it now. Destructor. Oh, I think that's its last location. I don't think he has any other checks except for that gravity speed check in Sector 1 that Soul just got.
So yeah, this could very well put Solski in the lead.
He does have supers, so there is one check that he can make in Sector 4 as well.
Oh, bombs.
There's bombs. And actually, he doesn't need supers to make that check, as you saw with gravity. You can just run through that. So Solski will still be able to pick up bombs without going to Sector 3. But let's see where Solski goes first. I mean, with diffusion, that just screams, oh, there's that check in Sector 4.
And Solski's been very thorough, so I don't expect him to skip any of these checks too.
Solski going to 3 instead, so he'll find his supers and he'll find another E-tank. And in the chat, we've got the developer, Kazuto. Hey, I've got a question for you. Is the solo ice missiles logically an exit for Sector 4? Yes, okay. So, solo ice is logical. Okay?
Oh, we get ice beam.
Speaking of logical ways out of Sector 4, we've got Ice Beam. So, Ice Wide is much easier to get out of Sector 4 using that misplaced POW amp than just an ice missile. So that'll be much easier on Destructor if he never goes back to find the diffusion missiles, which are now really out of the way for Destructor.
It looks like Destructor is going for the Ceres fight.
No, not that. Leaving lower Sector 4, Kaz. Leaving lower Sector 4, the POW amp next to the data room. I selected it on the tracker, Summer. And yes, they found... Ha, yes. Okay, so I was correct to begin with. Scamming your way out of lower Sector 4 is not logical. And Solski, absolutely in shambles, does not have bombs and cannot unlock his green doors. Yeah, unless you get fancy with the clip right here, Sol, you gotta leave.
And we have a Destructor picking up Varia suit from Ceres, which I don't think is important right now.
Not at the moment. It'll become important if 6 ever gets into the cards, but not at the time. And it doesn't even really mean that Sector 6 is in the cards because damage runs are on. So you might have to go into Sector 6 without a Varia suit sometime. And let me tell you, that's a bit scary.
Destructor just made a very wide loop back
No,
to
Sol!
the front control.
No, Sol, don't do this! Oh no, he is now soft locked without any checks in here. Destructor finding Screw Attack. When was the last time Sol saved? Did he save at the top of Sector 3?
He saved at Sector 1. I remember that one.
I remember before getting all the important items in Sector 1. Solski realizing, yeah.
Oh, so he did save at Sector 3. Yep. Yeah, well, saved him. I was saying this earlier.
So Solski only has the 2 checks in Sector 4 right now, so that's where he'll be heading. And Destructor really is just on a charge hunt right now. That's the only thing Destructor needs before beating the game. But right now he can get to the level 4 blocks, and he can get out of lower sector 4. Solski picking up bombs. But also Solski with the diffusion missiles can check lower 4. So do we... it's just a power bomb tank. Unfortunate. I really wanted that to pay off for Solski. There is one more check Solski could make down here if he really wanted to, but it's a very, very low percentage check, and it takes a little while if you want to check it. Destructor going through 2, not finding anything.
I'm just going off of what Solski's been doing, and I'm gonna assume that he's gonna make every check. He has been checking as much as he can.
Mm-hmm. Solski picking up a little bit more health, but not that much more health. The second he tanks just a little bit too far out of the way for him. Destructor going through lower sector 2. I'm not feeling sector 2 this seed. Feels more like a sector 3 play to get green doors after getting speed boost in 4.
I feel like it's a Ridley seed. Charge at Ridley.
Charge at Ridley, right. So here's Oasis. E-tank.
So can Charge even be at Ridley? Because I don't know if you have enough missiles to kill him.
So Charge cannot be on Ridley himself. Charge can be at the other... There are 2 other checks in the Ridley Turian area that Charge can be on. So Ridley is, at least the way that I use it, just colloquially, both the boss and the other 2 checks in the area. So and Destructor using the single wall jumps that Screw Attack provides. Vanilla behavior, by the way. Really cool that the single wall jump behavior is just... You never... Oh, he was really confident about that check. Wasted a little bit of time with that fanfare. And Solski just about to find his Screw Attack. So Destructor's also been fighting some bosses. I think we're... Okay, we're at Zazabi, but he has to be really careful with his missiles.
Oh, he has enough, for sure.
He does have enough, but they'll behave a little bit differently than Vanilla because he has ice. Okay, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, this is where his vanilla experience comes into play. Able to hit Zazabi right where he needs to hit him.
And he missed one missile, unfortunately.
Oh, that Korax just gets destroyed.
It's just disintegrated.
I'm not used to seeing Koraxes get killed in one shot.
Solski heading back to check the other check I was talking about earlier. It is easier to get through this Kago with a Screw Attack. certainly. And it's just missiles.
He could go straight for the level 4 doors right now.
He would have to, and yes, he could make his way to level 4 doors, but he can't do it from here, unfortunately. There is a red door in the way. Oh, he does not know how to get to those missiles, I don't think. But Solski heading into Sector 2 from the back way. Heading into Sector 6 the back way? Which is some spicy routing, if I might say so myself. Yeah, the Sector 6 play without green doors. Interesting. And also a little bit scary. If he finds charge down here and fights Megacore, he can lock himself in the data room at the bottom. If he's not careful. So, Sector 2 didn't really give anything for Destructor. And Solski deciding that Sector 6 is not the play. Then unless he's just saving, he doesn't have Varia. No, he's going to try to leave, and then he's going to find that he can't get out this way. Green doors are still locked. And so I missed that. Varia was apparently on Ceres. So
Yeah, Destructor picked it up earlier.
Destructor unlocking his green doors. That'll open up the way to Sector 5, which will lead to his level 4 lock. And Solski presumably doing the same. And you can backdoor level 3 using the screw attack, but if you destroy those speed blocks, then you can't really get up there without a space jump as well.
So it almost feels like Solski actually caught up to Destructor because he didn't make any Sector 2 checks.
Right.
Solski just ignores Sector 2 completely, I think he'll find himself in a really good spot here. And there's Wave.
We're one major away from Ridley, people. We just need a space jump. We just need to see space jump. Destructor going up the express elevator, finding just a powerbomb tank. And now he's got to be a bit careful here too. He doesn't want to go. Well, I guess he does have. Oh no, wait. So he can miss 5 missiles. And, oh wait, no, he's got supers now. Never mind. Never mind, he's got supers. Supers on the tracker, unfortunately. Solski finding just a power bomb. And Solski is on his way to level 4 locks. This check takes a little while if you don't use the diffusion or some sort of piercing to reveal it first. It's just a power bomb tank. Hey, people. Hey, people, that's what we need to get down to Ridley. So the only go mode item that they're still looking for is charge. Charge can be on Ridley now. Solski leaving Sector 5? Solski leaving Sector 5. That is, that's an excellent way to put it, Kazuto. Solski's routing is giving me questions.
I feel like his skips are keeping him in the race as long as he doesn't skip something important.
I think he's... Yeah, he's going to be clearing out Sector 3 now.
Yeah, he managed to make up some time by just not doing Sector 2 at all. So maybe he'll do it later, but as of right now, that's a pretty good decision to me.
Right. And Sector 3 had some good quality of life stuff. Space jump, wave beam. But I don't... Yeah. I really wish that he would have gone for his level 4 locks.
I'm sure Solski would be happy to see that space jump up here. Yep, and that's go the other way around.
That's wave beam up there.
Oh, wave. Okay.
Space jump was space was at the top of Sector 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Either way, you'll be happy to find him. And he knows he wants that, so he'll have to just shine spark. Actually, no, he'll need to go to the top first, right, to get space jump, and then.
Yeah, he does have diffusion missiles, so he can still freeze these novas.
Very nicely done.
And Destructor clearing out, or at least making the nightmare area checks. Pause buffering for that morph ball bomb. That's a tricky bomb to place. If you don't pause buffer it.
Oh, he's doing it. He's going for the fight.
I don't think he'll go for the fight. I think he's just going to make this one check up here.
Oh,
and then he's out. Yeah.
No, come on.
He doesn't have a charge beam. There's no way that you're gonna fight Nightmare without at least unlimited ammo on something.
He'll be alright.
Solski skipping the box fight, which is good for him. There wasn't anything important in or on or around box, unless he's...
Well, we got space jump from Solski.
And Destructor in the worst room of the game. For a moment, I was about to say, wait, when did Solski get charged? But no, that's just diffusion missiles. Destructor with the level 4 lock unlock. Now this is linked security, so this will also unlock his level 3 locks in Sector 5, making that entire... Ooh, Destructor skipping a check. I guess he can't... Actually, no, he can't get it. He needs Charge Wave or Power Bombs in order to make that crab battle check. And that's a Power Bomb block, my friend. You can missile the golden crabs, sure. Oh, I guess you could just use wave beam to kill the regular crabs. My mistake. I was thinking you needed to charge beam them. Yeah, I wasn't thinking the golden crabs. I was thinking the regular crabs. Usually you see a power bomb or something to that effect. Destructor heading to Sector 6. Solski finally making his way out of Sector 3.
These runners have to know that Ridley's holding charge by now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's last location at this point. There aren't any checks up at animals or main deck or reactor silo or Notori. Destructor heading into, I can't believe it's not Sector 6.
Now we have Solski entering Sector 2, so it'll be a little easier for him with all the upgrades that he had that Destructor did not.
Yeah, Soul's routing is slightly incoherent. The space jump... Oh, here is power bombs. Well, that'll open up a few more checks in Sector 3 and Sector 4 and Sector 5.
Solski's just taking a shortcut.
So this is Crumble City up here. There are 2 checks here. And logically, you need space jump, which Solski just got. But unfortunately, Destructor made the checks earlier just to see if there was anything here. And unfortunately, there's nothing. Destructor finding missiles on Pillar Highway. And Destructor doesn't have to worry about Sector 6 because he found his Varia suit on Ceres. So Soul will be spending a little bit of his made-up time.
And there's charge.
And that's go mode for Destructor, but will he realize it? Yeah, he realizes it. He's making his way straight out of Sector 6. I wouldn't feel too bad about abandoning those deeper checks in Sector 6. 2 checks in Sector 6 without Varia suit. I guess... yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad seeing nothing in those just first 2 really early checks. Yeah, I'm always sad when Ridley doesn't make a guest appearance. That would have been... So Kazuto in chat mentions that you could save at the top of Sector 6 if you want to clear out Sector 6, go deep into it. If it doesn't pay off, you just reset out. You have the knowledge. Here's where a bit of Destructor's vanilla speedrunning experience comes in as well. Freezing and killing the SIX real quick. And the answer to that, Rain, is the original Metroid 2. I think the original Metroid 2 is the only Metroid game. I guess Metroid Prime 2 didn't have Ridley. So what's up with 2? Anyway.
Too special.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination.
And we got the escape sequence for Destructor. Pretty good seed. Sub 50 seed. Not bad.
But let's see how swag Destructor is. I mean, he's
very swag.
I cursed it. No, he didn't get the zipper. Corruption has Ridley, yes. Corruption has Ridley twice. Swag Spark. Not low height, but Swag Spark. Destructor making very quick work out of the Omega Metroid with his full beam. Destructor finishing up with a time of 48:17.
EG.
Is full beam like vanilla wave properties, Kazuto? Or is it the modified wave properties that you've had to mod into the game? And it looks like Soul has forfeited a DNF. So Destructor will take this first race in a best of 3. It's the same as modified wave. Yeah, that's That's what I was asking. And Soul, so Solski, how are you doing today?
Oh, fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a little early for me.
Same.
Might need to caffeinate a little bit more.
Same.
Good races, guys. Good races, guys. And welcome, Destructor. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So, Soul, you might kick yourself a little bit when you learn where charge was.
Where was it?
The speed check in mid sector 6.
Speed check in mid sector 6.
Right before going down to the sex chase.
Yeah, you were in sector 6 a while ago with that backdoor entrance before you unlocked your green doors. So it's like, just if you had gambled just a little bit more.
I think there's just more free opportunities out there, so I just kind of went for those. There's a lot of density in like 2 and 3, so went for those instead of the deep 6th place. So.
Well, congratulations again, Destructor. But this is not the last of our competition today. We still have one more match between you two. This is a best of 3, so we're going to see at least one more race. Let's see. We've probably got some people working behind the scenes to post a new seed. No, not yet. I will ping Herc. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the seed? It was a pretty front-loaded seed, my goodness. Oh, that is Herc typing in race seed. That is match 2 posted. But yeah, it's gravity, plasma, speed, missiles. You got everything very, very early on. How are you feeling when either of you just couldn't find charge for like 30 minutes?
I was most likely okay to not find charge for some time, but as I was taking more detours and trying to clean the sectors as I came in them before checking the majority of others, just like I did by cleaning Sector 2 before even going to Sector 6, I was like, at some point I am sure that it's going to be in Sector 6 and I'm going to lose because of that, because I was too bored to not go check on Sector 6, and, well, I guess I got lucky that Solski didn't go to that point first.
Yeah, you had much better better movement and better routing in general. Solski, you were sort of bouncing between a bunch of different sectors, it felt like.
I mean, not really, because the seed kind of gave me items that would like push me to other sectors, kind of thing, right? So, like with the early game being as open as it was, like item to item, it kind of bounced you through the sectors, and then after that, it was like, you know, what was it, 4, 3,
Right,
2?
it was more the mid game, more the mid game. Like you did, like Destructor went to Sector 2 really early, and that was empty as Soul found it towards the later game. So the seed has been posted in Discord. So I suppose you two are working on getting that patched in, ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm right on it right now.
Must say I'm quite glad with how routing went, because I usually have a pretty bad routing. For this one, both execution-wise and routing-wise, I feel like it was okay. The only bit of a mistake I kicked myself a little bit for was to check Arachnis this early. In some way, I felt like it was a bad play, but I mean, I got wide and nice missiles out of it, so couldn't be too mad.
Yeah, both of you checked Arachnis just at the same time. Although, Destructor, you did leave one check behind in Sector 1 right after grabbing Gravity. You could have also checked the speed check next to the underwater speed check. for Charge Core that had diffusion missiles.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could have went back there. I didn't actually
Mhm.
think about going back. Well, glad it was diffusion and not charge, I guess.
Well, diffusion was the first logical exit out of Sector 4. You did find Ice Wave, beam combination, and Screw Attack. But if this was a leaner, faster seed, that might have been the difference between winning and losing. So we have the race time seed open. We'll go ahead and finish this episode when I get the go ahead. Let's see. At Sigma or at Volunteer.
So I gotta ask, Solski, are you planning on making any changes for this seed, or are you gonna continue to stick to your game plan? Are you gonna make any more riskier plays, or
Game plan?
yeah?
No, I'll just play like how the seeds play and everything like that, and
Okay.
go from there. Because it's pretty hard to go in with a game plan with fusion, just because there's like a variety of different ways, and the seed can kind of throw you. And
Yeah, for sure.
it kind of gets to a pick'em situation, so it's like
That's the one small complaint that I have for full rando is that you can't really skip things like you could in, like, let's say, a major minor split. So it is kind of hard to actually formulate a game plan now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Other
like
than, just to check what is available.
Yeah, like you can, but it's like super risky, right? Because
Yeah.
quite a few of the majors are required, and it's like if you miss one, it's like, oops, well, I'm just gonna hundo the rest of the seed up into
Yeah,
the point where
I
it's required,
count.
right? So
Yeah, I count 8 or 9 majors that, depending upon if you find Screw Attack or not, that can count for 2. And there's 18, so like you need half of the majors in order to finish any seed.
mm-hmm.
But I think we're going to finish up the episode. There'll be a quick 2-minute ad break, but stick around. We've got match 2 coming right up, right for you.
right.
So see everyone on the flip side.
All right, good luck, you two.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Good luck.